devs. I mean, he said that at least once. So I just take that as truth, and then maybe now, say we have the sacrifice for 8 Pulse. 6 months goes by, 8 months goes by, the market's turned. He already called the top. He knows it's going down. And then he might have told his devs at that point, oh, that bug, that denial of service bug you were talking about, or the validator rotation stuff that we could make it faster. You know what? I was thinking of not doing it and doing it in another version, like a soft fork. He's like, oh, why don't you guys just go ahead and do it? That's my guess what he did to say, hey, I'm not really rushing right now. The market's going down. I want to release at the bottom of the bear market, or you don't really want to release like, you know, before you hit that bottom. So my guess is that he just had his devs work on some things that maybe he wouldn't have if he was rushing to get to market. That's the way I kind of made sense of it.
But for example, Solana is a piece of shit. It was down so multiple times and went from nothing to $270 per coin a year, and it's a complete piece of shit.
Yeah, that was private though, right? I'm not totally sure about Solana, but isn't that all privately owned? A lot of private VC money in it?
Highly centralized, highly.
Yeah. I mean, they
Like,
just pumped that. That was like a scam. I mean, it's not like 100% a scam, but it's these corporate interests just pump it.
and what do you think about the code? Why moving everything to Golan and not keeping Solidity?
Yeah, so
Why?
like so the reason why, the Geth client, what Ethereum is, it's a program, it's computer code, and it's written in Go. So Go is very fast. So they had this validator rotation, which, controlled who's next. There's going to be 32 validators, who's next. And I guess some of that logic was in Solidity. And Solidity is slow compared to Golang. Golang's the base language. Golang's awesome, super fast. And then also, since it was in Solidity, it took up some of the block space, or whatever
Which,
that means.
which blockchain is in Solidity? Sorry, in Golan. Which one?
All the Ethereum clones. Every Ethereum fork is in Go. So Ethereum is written in Go. Pulsechain's written in Go. Binance, Polygon. Solidity is the programming language of the Ethereum virtual machine. So that's what, all these smart contracts, they're Solidity. And you write your smart.
Do you think we will have 6 months sacrifice phrase of the Richard Her wallet starting maybe next month just to buy time? No.
I mean, who knows? Richard Hart just said he has some devs working on the wallet. And I think he said that maybe a couple weeks ago. So those guys are just starting, you know. I would think to write a wallet, with like one or two devs, I think it would take at least 6 months. Maybe it could take longer. I hope it's only 6 months, say a year
Are
to
you a
write a wallet.
developer? Are you a
Yeah.
developer? So do you think
Yeah.
the time frames Pulse is taking is just normal? It's just the time needs, or no?
Yeah, it is. Stuff takes a long time, man. And so now, like, I'm older now, so I've been programmed for like 20 years. So whenever I tell somebody how long something's gonna take, I think of how long it could take me, and I double or triple the number. And that's like that's my wisdom. That's all I got. I think of how
So
long it could take me, and I
it's
triple
not
it.
it's not a money problem. It's a technical problem at the moment. Or it's a money problem.
It's not going to be a money problem. It's going to be like a resource allocation problem. You need to find good devs. You got to pay these guys 200, 300 to find them. I mean, if you start it, like say he started paying devs like 400K, he's going to find the best ones. But you can't be paying these guys 150, 200. You got to pay them more than that. And he has some good devs, and it's hard to find these really good devs that are been doing blockchain for 3 years or been doing Go for like 8 years since it came out and like are super awesome at it. Like how many of those guys are out there? There's not a lot.
But
And a lot of them are just
what is the real problem of Pulse? Because the mainnet works perfect for over 6 months, no problems at all.
well, it went down once.
When?
It was months ago, but Dave Feeder did a stream on it because he's the #1 validator, and it literally all went down. Then they had to start fresh, resync, and go again. I mean, Richard's not just copying the code. He has to make sure all that system state. We're doing a copy of all the ERC20s to PRC20s. There's some nuances in there, I'm sure, that no one's thinking of. It's not just a simple change, and then they have to write the whole front end for PulseX and customize it. They have a lot of done, and I see your concern. You're like, it looks working to me, but how about if there's a bug? How about if when they change that validator rotation, there's some kind of obscure inflation bug, like
Can
you
can
do
you tell
one
me?
little thing wrong.
Can you tell me a blockchain that didn't have a bug, please? Because everything has problems. Tell me a
Yeah.
blockchain that didn't have a bug, please. Which one?
I don't know. I hope Cardano. Those guys are all scientists and super geniuses. Maybe them. That's written in Haskell.
But Cardano is extremely slow, man. Slow. It's
But
impossible
I
to use.
love Charles Hopkins. I love that guy. I love how he talks. He doesn't get anything done, but I love those guys. Must be so good. Haskell's so hard. That's so hard to write code in. But yeah, there all is. But then you get a stain on your face, and Richard's the guy that says 100% uptime, more secure than Bitcoin. All his points are around code quality.
Now, but
Hex is.
PulseX is done. The Uniswap fork is done or not yet?
I don't know if PulseX is done. Like PulseX, like for instance, on PulseX, like how many pairs are there? On PulseX, you can see what, maybe 100 pairs. There's like 1,200 pairs on PulseX right now that you can't even see from the GUI. And like also like the liquidity farming where you would get the incentive token. I now it looks better, but I logged in a couple months ago and I couldn't stake my PulseX. And someone please correct me if I'm wrong, but I went in there and I'm like, how come I can't stake my PulseX? Like the screen didn't have any listings. So there, and that's all front end, that's all front end work, but I would just have to assume there is something. It does look like it works really well. It does. I
Do
wrote
you do you do you sacrifice for Pulse and PulseX?
yeah.
You don't feel disappointment like Top Cat, for example, that is very disappointed. You don't feel any disappointed, no.
Well, yeah, I put in I'm fine. I'm looking for a second job right now. I put in so much money into those. So I have a
I'm
lot
telling you,
in there.
that I don't feel disappointed because Richard was
Talk
really
about it.
clear. Richard was
Right.
really clear.
Do
He
you guys
said,
talk about
guys, you are sacrificing, so it's just giving the
Correct.
money away. So
Correct.
it's just the game.
Yeah.
He
I mean,
didn't
I'd be
promise
Did you
lying though if
mention
nothing
I
to
didn't
you.
Topcat?
say it.
Did you mention
Top
Topcat?
Cat's here. What are you doing in that pool, man? Where I didn't get no invite.
It's the
You're
resort.
out in a lake?
No, it's the swimming pool of the resort. You see the
Yeah,
palm
you know
trees?
where my telegram is. I want a palm tree.
In which country is that resort? In
He's in
Hawaii?
Florida.
Hawaii?
Oh, I know where you are. You're in Florida, Top Cat. I see you.
It's in Hawaii.
I mean, I know what you're saying. Like we all sacrifice and everything, and but I'm an emotional person. I'm a human. I definitely feel pressure. I put in, you know, my salary more than my salary for a year. So it's definitely I definitely feel the heat. I'm not gonna like deny that. A lot of guys will say like, "Oh no, he said sacrifice. Of course, everything's fine." Like, dude,
No,
yes,
man.
I understand that, but
To be honest with you, man, I just sacrificed the X that I got from staking, so no problem, bro.
correct. Me too. Me too. Me too. For
So for
sure.
me, I just give the same shit that Richard create. I give back to
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. Yeah. I made a lot off Hex last
And
year.
to be honest with you, it was the best thing to do, man. Like appreciating the value of the X coins and send back to
Yeah.
Richard, man. That's the
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's better
Yeah. Yeah.
if you're a Mexican, it's the way you need to play because you are putting out of circulation X and you are getting
Yep.
coins back. So
Yep.
it's a win-win.
I mean, I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I did it. If I hold on to Liquid Hex, so
Look, man, look. I bought X in 0.001 and I sacrificed twice, one at 17 cents and the other one at 35 cents.
yeah, I did something
So I
similar.
cannot
I
complain,
hit the
bro.
34. I hit the 34 on PulseX. Um,
My investment is very little in these coins, man. It's almost nothing. So whatever.
oh, mine isn't. I have more invested in Pulse and PulseX than I do in Hex right now. You know, so if
Yes,
if they
but
do if they do
maybe
well,
it will pay off to you in the future, man.
yeah, for sure. I think I'm top 600 on PulseX,
You need to
something like
realize
that.
that Richard is different than the other ones and Solana guys, all those guys that just
Oh
you know
yeah. Oh yeah,
people don't
for
understand
sure.
this. People don't understand this. Guys like Silica, like Matic, all those guys, they launch the coin in RC20 and they made money for a couple of years and they launch the mine after. Richard is
Yeah,
giving you everything straightforward. Is giving the
yeah,
product done to you. Nobody did that in the industry ever.
yeah.
Nobody.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, if either one 10x's, I'll be a happy man. Shoot, if they 2x, I'm gonna be a happy man. You know, and I'm not selling. The only thing, I mean, I might if it jumps up a lot, I will sell a little bit. But I'm the person that doesn't sell. Like
No,
I don't really
nobody,
sell a
no,
lot.
nobody is thinking on the PLS price like on 2030. Nobody is thinking on that, and it's very important to see how much can cost in US dollar or Bitcoin price or whatever each
Oh
PLS.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, that'd be great. I'm gonna have millions and billions of them. So yeah, yeah, it's gonna be interesting, and I'm working with it. I'm a programmer. I've been looking at PulseX in terms of the liquidity pairs. I wrote the PulseX buy and burn bot, and then I wrote the Pulse liquidity bot. And so those are running every day. And I wrote an arbitrage bot, a triangle arbitrage bot that works on all the Uniswap V2 forks.
You are a developer, so you can tell me like how many months left for the mainnet. Do you have any
I mean,
like any
nobody knows. And even if I knew, I wouldn't say. Like, but
but if you say that we need an update on the testnet and when that update comes, it can be tomorrow, it can be in 3 months, whatever.
right.
We'll be
Once
very
the
close.
update comes, I'm gonna be really hoping it's a month. Once the update comes and everyone will know about it, David Feeder will go do a stream about it. Everyone's going to be talking about it. Everyone's going to be excited, saying 2 weeks. And then I'm going to be hoping it's in a month, depending on the bear market. You know, I mean, if we keep going, like if we keep going down in this bear market, I'm kind of willing to wait, you, you know, and I'll let Richard time the market, you know.
But X was launched like before the bottom of the Bitcoin, man. No problems with
Oh
X.
yeah, way
Everything was
before.
okay.
Way before. I
Richard
mean, Hex
Richard
was.
say many times he doesn't care about the market. When it's done, he will release it. He doesn't
I
care.
know he says that. I know. Yes. Yeah, he definitely said that. And he said it recently. He said he's not timing the market. He's waiting on devs. And yeah, I mean, I believe he's truthful on that 100%. But if he could wait another month, or you know, maybe he does that, you know, or maybe not. Maybe he just releases as soon as possible. He says we're close enough, you know. Maybe the
Do
bear
you
market
think?
lasts another year.
Do you think that nobody knows that, bro? Do you think that Pulsechain lose the momentum that has last year already? Yes, no. Everyone says it's
I mean, it's a
for
little
better.
worrisome. There's only 23 people in this chat, and then on the PulseX
Well,
Telegram chat.
can I step in
I
there?
remember last year was 200 people here. It was
I know
tremendous.
there's less people.
It comes down to onboarding. It's all about onboarding. We're at the bottom of the market. I onboarded people at 20 cents. They're angry at me now. We've got to start
I
onboarding
can't
people.
really hear that guy.
No, I think the problem here is the people are losing interest because it's not in the market.
Well, they
Very
are.
simple.
Look at the telegrams. I mean, they are. Look at the Twitter responses. When I tweet on Twitter, when we released the PulseX buy and burn bot, I got like 100 followers in like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour, maybe an hour. I released the Pulse liquidity bot. I have like 84 followers, and it's been out for like a week. So, and all I
Hey, the
did for the
PulseCon,
PulseX buy and burn bot, I didn't even advertise it. I just put hashtag HEX, hashtag PLS, hashtag PLSX, and I didn't even advertise it, and people found it immediately.
but
And now that
the Pulse conference in Las Vegas in September.
right,
So what's going on there? Do you have any idea?
I mean, I'm not going.
But the problem is that if it's not, the mainnet is not live. So what's going on there?
I know. It's sad. I know. And that's not run by Richard. You know, Richard doesn't really have a lot of input into that, you know. You know, T Money decided to do that conference and then ran with it, you know, just like everything happens, and you know, assumed Pulse would be out by then. It
I
is
think
odd, you know, it's
I think
odd.
one of the biggest problems that Pulsechain delay has are all the. Of course, there are so many scams, but there are so many good projects waiting for Richard now. Like the
Yep.
tremendous, you know. That
Yep.
is the
Yeah.
worst because many people sacrifice like millions and millions of dollars for different projects. You know.
It's also drawing more projects to the ecosystem. I think when projects challenge HEX, it's a problem. But when we look at Hedron, we look at Maxi products, they are supporting the project HEX. And Richard himself, you know, even PLSD, they're going to give a certain percentage away to the origin account of HEX thing. So I think there are supported products. You know, it's a delicate balance.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest points, hot topics, is the price of X. Like last year, it was in October, was around 50 cents per coin. Now it's 4 cents. Like that is telling you that the momentum is gone on Pulsechain. It's just over, you know, at the moment. It doesn't mean that
Yeah.
if it's announced, the miner is back again to all-time highs X. That can happen. The money's there, you know.
The money is there. The money is there, but at the same time, like Rackham, Richard, any of these affiliates could easily put a $3 million purchase down and pop out to 10 cents. But they're not doing that. They've let it play naturally. And that's why I respect that. And so many times people were saying, come on, Richard, throw in 10 million. But he's not doing that. And you've got to understand that builds up the respect for Hex because it's not relying on the origin account.
Yeah, I'm having trouble hearing you, Sammy, a little bit.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult. But anyway, the thing is that I think that even Richard didn't thought that will take so long, this shit. But I think they are great news for us because
Yeah, but
Pulsechain
think
will be
about it,
really,
though.
really robust. Pulsechain will be really solid, man.
Yeah, but think about it this way. Richard knew the bear market was coming, right? Like, why would he want to release during the middle of the bear market?
I want to tell you something about this, the bear trap, bull trap, and all this shit. I think it's everything heavily manipulated. Okay? And if you
Yeah.
see on the chart, a year ago, exactly a year ago, the market cap was similar to now, man. 100 million more, 100 million less, I don't know. But was really similar. The only difference is that Bitcoin is around 20 and last year was around 30. That's the only difference. I think we will having a massive dead cat bounce, but a massive one, bro. Massive, very soon, man.
If Hex manages to, it's in a horizontal triangle right now in the daily chart. If it manages to bounce upwards, we're good before Bitcoin dumps.
I think that the dead cat bounce is coming very similar to last year. Probably more. And I think Richard is waiting. You know why? I think Richard is waiting for an altcoin season to launch Pulse.
I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, that's his strength. His macro ecosystem, his understanding of the crypto ecosystem. I mean, it's above everyone's. So that's where he excels. So why wouldn't he time the release of his chain to that understanding? When he says he's not waiting for the market, I'm sure that's true, but also, you know, it might be right now that's true, but I just don't see why he wouldn't time the market. It's hard for me to.
He wants to build.
What happened? Why that guy? We can't listen properly. That guy. It's impossible to listen that guy. It's impossible.
Yeah, I can't hear Sammy.
But the thing is that I believe it. Look, we are in a time now. I don't know if it will be in a couple of months or in a couple of years. I have no idea. But we will make part of the big history. We will see as first time ever in history $1 trillion market cap altcoin season. We didn't see that yet. The only one, proper one, was end of 2017, beginning of 2018. Those couple of months when the altcoin seasons on multi-billion-dollar market cap was just very crazy. I don't know if you remember, but we didn't see yet an altcoin seasons on trillions of market cap, and it's coming. It's coming this year or next year or 2024. I have no idea. You know, and I believe that Pulse PLS token will be a start on that shit, a total start. You know, we never saw a proper altcoins bull run on the trillions of dollars market cap on crypto market. And it's coming, bro. The next one, the next wave will be incredible. Like, it's coming. I don't know when. This is a phenomenon that will come. It can come this year. It can come in 2024. I don't know. If I knew those things, I won't talk with you. I will be on the Maldives with tons of horses. It's like, I don't know, but it's coming. But it's just something that it will happen. Will
Yeah.
happen. Like you can see X on like $5-6 each when that shit happens. Like that shit will happen and it will be crazy and it won't last long. It probably will last a couple of months, no more than that. And after you will have a massive crash, of course.
Yeah, that'll be good for Pulse because there's going to be a lot of altcoins on Pulse.
That will be the time to launch Pulse, if happens soon, or I don't know. That shit can happen this year, bro. Believe
Yeah.
me. Anytime,
I mean, do you
anytime.
think it'll happen before or after the Bitcoin bottom?
Forget about the Bitcoin. Forget. I think it will have some detonations. The first detonation is that shit, the proof of stake of Ethereum, all that crap marketing. The second one is the win of XRP against the SEC. And the third one will be the regulations coming to the crypto market. When
Yeah.
will be very, very clear for many, many companies to invest in crypto. That now is a bit complicated. And when that happens, trillions of dollars will come to the crypto market. Trillions. For many reasons. Number one, the inflation of the fiat currencies. Fiat is shit. And people are starting to realize that. Slowly, but they're starting to realize. And when people in masses realize that inflation is huge and the fiat is shit, people will buy Bitcoin first, and after many cryptocurrencies like Pulse, like Ethereum, like whatever. And that shit will be overnight. That shit will be crazy. I wouldn't surprise if you see the crypto market growing on trillions every week when that shit happens.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
shit will, I don't know when, because if I knew that, I will be Warren Buffett now. I will be top, a top person.
Test.
I don't know the
Audio
specific
test.
time, but I know it will happen. This is just common sense.
Yeah, I think it's coming. I mean, the Ethereum merge, my understanding is that it's not going to help out the gas fees.
Anytime. No, but it's marketing, bro. It's marketing. The XRP lawsuit, XRP will win against the SEC. The second XRP will win. That shit can help as well. Like, it will be the regulations, man. There's so much money that want to go into crypto, but people are afraid because there is not much regulation, especially in America.
Pulsex, what country are you from?
Eh?
What country are you from?
Uh, it's I'm Italian. I'm Italian. I'm Italian.
Oh, nice. I'm half Sicilian over here.
I'm from London, UK. So the new guy that wants to take over from our previous prime minister, a guy called Rishi Sunak, he is very heavy on the centralized pound, creating the centralized pound. So it's an interesting time.
You know why we
How-
have regulations? Because if we don't have regulations, we will still having the Luna fiasco, Celsius fiasco, all those fiascos are around always because of lack of regulations. It's just like that.
And it almost feels like, I think Richard Hart was almost touching on this, that when they're trying to restrict cryptocurrency on the larger scale, the people that tend to be on the side defending it are the Bitcoin guys. So it is a concern when you've got big money in Bitcoin. It's someone said to me today in the pub, I mentioned cryptocurrency. They went, I thought cryptocurrency was done. And it's hard to describe. I'll shut up.
Yep. For a lot of people, it is. They have their money in Robinhood. They got wrecked, and now they're done.
I will say something to you. Like 10 years from now, it will be just common sense to see HBTC around probably $500,000, maybe more. That will happen. You can't stop that. Okay. But you will see each PLS over $1, each X over $100, each Ethereum over, I don't know, 25 grams. You know,
How about
like
that PLSX? 239 million PLSX were burned today.
I think all the richer coins will be successful. Even
Can you
the
give us a breakdown on the PLS action on the testnet? Because I'd be interested to hear that. If anyone has some input on that.
I don't
I
remember the
mean,
name.
PLSX, like today, 239 million were burned on the testnet.
It's good. It's good.
And like on the testnet, if you want to follow PulseX Liquidity, I created that bot. Every day it just tweets you out the top 8
Would you mind
pools.
describing a lot of my friends? I struggle to describe the buy and burn feature. You know, the manual version of it.
Yeah.
Can you try and, in layman's terms, just describe that in a basic way, what the buy and burn function does, and the point that it's available to everyone? Like, how do you benefit from that? How does that work?
Yeah, so every swap on PulseX, there's a fee, and you pay a fee for every swap, just and then part of that fee, I forget the percentage of it, but it goes into a
0.25% or something like that.
oh, okay, so that goes into like a little pool, and then you can go into the PulseX website and say burn, and what that buy and burn. So what it does is it takes those assets, that fee that's in there, and it buys PLSX on the open market. So it does a market buy of PLSX, and then it burns the PLSX, and that's it.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah, it's still hard to get your head around because it sounds basic, but it's complicated. Do you know what I mean? With the AMM bot.
Yeah, yeah. And there is some nuance in there that I don't totally understand. Like, is the fee in Pulse? Is the fee in the token you're swapping? I think the fee's in Pulse. I'm not totally sure, but what I do know is there's a fee when you do a swap, and a small portion of that fee goes into buying PLSX, doing a market buy, and then burning it. So, today 230 something million, got burned. So that also means it got bought. So 236 million PLSX got bought today and then burned, and people clicked that button 700 times today.
So when you're out, when you're out and about in your daily life and you're talking to people in the real world, not in our community, about cryptocurrencies, I find that I'm hearing a lot about Matic. I'm hearing a lot about Matic. So I mean, obviously Cardano. I'm hearing a lot about Cardano. I'm hearing a lot about Matic. So for me, it's like I don't understand those products. I can talk about Hex and PLS all day, but I think what I need to do now is I need to understand Cardano, those alternative products, understand them before I can kind of talk about Hex. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, Matic is just an Ethereum fork, just like Binance, and they're pretty good. I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to go on Ethereum and mint all your NFTs and get broke, or are you going to do your swaps on Ethereum and go broke on fees? Or can you go over to Binance and just do swaps all day for like really cheap? And everything's the same. It's just an Ethereum fork,
But what
just
I'm saying
like
is,
with
how do we
Pulse.
have those conversations with? So I think the way that Hex is really going to grow is having those conversations with other coin holders. I mean, I'm an ex-privacy meme coin guy. I was in Pirate Chain, I was in Monero. That's what got me into the altcoin space as a Bitcoin maxi. So I think how do we have those conversations with different? I think PLSD, the tokenomics of
Yeah.
that are very impressive. They're doing a meme coin. They are donating back to the Hex community. But it's almost like we have an opportunity to create privacy coins, all types of coins on this network.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. PLSD. I've looked at that smart contract in detail. You know, it's pretty straightforward. They do that stuff with the OA, like the OA and their BA address, get a bunch of tokens in a couple days, you know, and then everyone else got tokens based on, how many T shares they got. They kind of rank them in kind of these categories, and you got so many based on that. And then one address got 50,000 Pulse Doge. For the liquidity, it's the way Gunther explained it. They took that 50,000 PLSD and used it for liquidity in the beginning.
It's an interesting experiment, but at the same time, if you look at the chart, it's a very impressive chart. It looks very much like Hex. They're making higher lows constantly, and they seem to, at the moment, they seem to have a conglomerate of guys that are buying up, a bunch of whales that seem to be trying to keep the price up. So no matter, I
Yep.
don't know what's going to happen in 6 days when the claim phase ends. Who knows? But it's at least they're full of hexagons, is what I'm trying to say. It's an interesting project. It kind of gives us a vision of what might happen in the future with the RH products.
Yeah, I bought a little bit and I don't even really like it. I'm surprised it's doing well. I mean, it's like a
Well,
pretty
it's
simple meme coin.
the deflationary compound is the most important, I think.
Yeah, it's just such a simple smart contract that it's just like when you look at the Hex smart contract, it's freaking complex. And I don't understand it. There's a lot in there. You look at the Pulse Doge smart contract and you're like, "Oh, that's simple." There's like nothing to it. And I I don't understand why these meme coins pump, you know? That's not my expertise at all. I have no idea. It just seems like almost the simplest, like, if 1 through 10 were how complex a smart contract would be, like Pulse Doge would be like a
Hedron was a
3.
better product, right? Hedron was a better product, but they had an oversupply. So that's why the
Hedron
price is suffering.
contract is super good. I mean, it's super there's a lot in there in the Hedron smart contract. That guy Alex is a freaking genius or something. He's really good.
But Wales dumped on him. That was the problem. Wales dumped on him. They put their money into PLSD.
Yeah, I mean Gunther dumped because he's smart. He finds the market. He knew that all these hex guys were going to mint that, and there was too much liquidity. And yeah, he made the smart move before other people were going to do it anyways on him. But now Hedron's guy Alex is coming out with something else, and
Yeah,
Hedron's really
product
good.
launching. I think I don't anyone knows about that. They've got a new project coming out. I'm not familiar about it, but it's bullish for the price of Hex. Same as Maxi, they've got some new products coming out. It's all going to lock up Hex, a large amount of
Yep.
Hex. So I personally think we're going to horizontal triangle now. If we all stay strong, no one sells, we could easily hit 10 cents. We can easily hit 10 cents in the next 5 days. It's possible,
Yeah,
technically.
that'd be nice. I might sell a little Hex if we do. I have my taxes due in October. I know. I have my taxes due in October, so
Now, we got to pay bills, but at the same time, if we just all accumulate and have faith, I mean, there's all these shiny new objects surrounding us all the time, but none of this going to happen without the Hex OGs,
Yep. Yep. Yeah, and there's a good amount out there. People are holding on to a lot of Hex. I mean, if I had to sell at 4 cents, like say October hits and I owe my taxes and I have to sell at 5 cents, I'm gonna be sick.
Does anyone want to jump in?
How much is the percentage in tax you had to pay per year? Let's say you make let's say you make $1 million in crypto. How much you have to pay?
I think it's about 30%, 25%.
So you need to give to the Department of Treasury $300,000.
Yep.
Jesus.
Yep. Yeah, it's like, I mean, if people have all kinds of strategies, but at the end of the day, you're going to be paying 20 to 30%.
If you don't do, you go to prison in America, no? Simple.
Yeah.
Oh,
If
what
you
did
don't
you
pay
say?
your tax, you're in a cage. Simple
You
as
go
that.
to jail in America, no? If you don't pay.
Yeah, yeah.
Very
Oh,
simple.
yeah.
America is the most simple country in the planet. Very simple
Yeah.
country.
Oh, I'm paying my taxes no matter what. No matter what. If crypto goes to zero, I'm still paying my
unless you want to be in
taxes.
a prison movie.
Yeah, I'll cash out the equity in my house before, One, I just don't, maybe I should do that instead of selling my crypto. I don't know. I have equity in my house. I have stocks I
What is
could
the
sell.
difference? What is the difference? Are you American?
Yeah.
What is the difference? What is the difference between the Department of Treasury and the Fed? It's the same.
Yeah.
Say that
Yeah.
again slower. Say that again slower.
What is the difference between the Department of Treasury and the Fed?
They're cousins. They're kissing cousins.
Because I will speak under my very little, infant reckoning of things. Like the Fed create the money, you go and work with the money that the Fed creates, and you give back the money to the Department of Treasury that is the money that create the Fed. So it's like a circle. It's a vicious, very vicious circle. May I correct or no?
Yeah, it sounds right to me.
Sounds
I don't
correct,
know
yeah.
much about that stuff.
Well, the Fed is a private entity
Oh, yeah.
that creates money based on loans, right? So they issue loans. The money doesn't exist. When you
But
take a loan from a bank,
the Department of Treasury is private as well, no?
dead air. They call this dead air.
Yeah, I should know more about this stuff, but
Yeah,
nope. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know enough to talk on it, so I don't want to talk shit,
The only thing
Yeah.
I know, America is so cruel. It's a very cruel country that even if you want to run away from America and don't pay taxes, you need to quit your American
Okay,
citizenship.
to change the topic, right? Can I change the topic? Because this is an interesting point which I want to talk about. So let's talk about how, say you didn't sacrifice for PLS, or you didn't sacrifice for PLSX. A lot of my onboards haven't done either. They bought HEX. They're looking to expose themselves to PLS when it launches, and a lot of people are buying liquid HEX. And the problem with that is when people exchange their liquid HEX, whether it be PHEX or EHEX, for PLS, they're probably getting it at a bad rate. So, and also they're giving away that PHEX and that EHEX. So, what is your best advice to someone that's new to the ecosystem that wants to have some exposure to PLS? Is it for me? I'd say this: get some USDC, get some DAI, and get some HEX, and then just put 30% in at the start and just DCA in.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad idea. I mean, having USDC or a stable coin before the fork so you can bridge it over, that's not a bad idea. I think you should be doing that. I'm going to try to be doing that. I'm interviewing for jobs right now. I'm trying to get a second job, and I'm going to stack some cash on the side for when
Which,
that happens. If it goes crazy after the bridge and it dumps, I want to be able to buy some right then.
which is your main job, bro?
My main one?
Say again. Say again. What was the question?
Your main job.
Oh, I'm a
I work in
programmer.
advertising.
Okay, so like what Sammy is trying to say, like you need to try to make money while you are increasing your position. You know, you need to increase your position and you need to make money at the same time.
Yeah.
No, that's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is, so say you didn't sacrifice a PLS or you didn't sacrifice a PLSX, and you onboarded someone and they bought Hex at 15 cents or 10 cents, whatever it is. They're down in the hole right now. But you've told them about PLS, they're aware of it, it's spreading, and they say, how do I get into PLS? So, you know, do you tell them to buy Hex? We know everyone's going to be trading Hex for PLS, so the rate is going to be terrible.
Yeah, I wouldn't tell them to buy Hex.
Exactly.
I think Hex is going to
what is the
dump.
responsible advice? I'd say buy some Hex, buy some DAI, buy some USDC. We don't know if USDC have been keys and we've withdrawn. We don't know that. So it's a tough call when people ask me that question. That's why I'm asking for advice from you guys.
Yeah, it sucks because what I think the answer is to stack USDC and DAI right now. I don't think the answer is. I'm scared to buy more Hex right now because I think it's going to dump and everyone's going to want the
I think Hex
PHEX.
may have bottomed. I think it might have bottomed.
I hope
If
so.
we can break up in the next few days and touch 10 cents, then when Bitcoin makes its next drop down to 17, okay, if we've punched above and hit 10 cents, then we'll just go back to where we are now at 5 cents if Bitcoin dumps. That's what I'm hoping for. So we need a pump before the next Bitcoin dump.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, my only idea now is to stack USDC.
Guys, I think that marketing campaign that reached Bitcoin 11K, I think it's just marketing, guys. You probably
Yeah,
don't know. Bitcoin went to around 16,500 last month. That was a good dip to buy. If you, I don't care about Bitcoin really. I prefer other coins, but if you love Bitcoin, 16,500 it was a good price, man.
yeah.
That crap was 70 grand in November, man. Like 16,500, good deal, man. Good deal.
One question I had, like when Pulsechain launches, what coin do you think is going to stay stable? Like what coin where do you think the ratio is kind of going to stay the same? I was thinking like a safe haven, like
That's the problem. We have no stable coin.
yeah, or even if
A
the
meme, a
ratio is
meme,
stable.
a meme coin, like Pulse
Hopefully,
Dogecoin,
liquid loans might offer us this, but it's a long way down the line.
a meme coin, like Pulse Dogecoin, meme.
Yeah, I have some Shiba Inu that not a lot, but you know, I have some Shiba Inu. They're trying to pull that community over. Yeah, because
No,
it like
I
you're
don't believe. I don't believe Shiba will be. I don't believe the copy of Shiba will have any value at all. Not Shiba. Maybe other coins, but not Shiba.
how about the NFTs? What do people
That
think about
that shit will explode, man. That shit will explode.
on Pulse Chain? Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cheaper. In Ethereum, any fucker today make anything on NFTs and the GWAs go to 600, 700 GWA. It happens already with Epicoin a couple of months ago. One Saturday, one fucker was doing some JPEGs in the Ethereum network and the fees skyrocketed. I remember when it was $1,000. It's
I
stupid
want
Epicoin.
yeah, for your
Can
buddy
I just
Sammy,
do a
I
quick
would
shout out, by the way?
definitely
We've
oh
got a big
sorry.
Discord group on it's called Hex Token. You know, Superman who
Hex
does the Hex Token.
token.
We've got 560 members, man. So if any of you guys want to jump in Discord, it's good on there. We got price charts. We talk about altcoins, all related around RH products. But if you guys want to jump in, check it out.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I've been liking NFTs more and more lately. I'm not into NFTs at all. Like I bought one, but I like the technology. I like the digital ownership. I like the utility or possible utility. And I like that on Pulsechain, everything's going to be cheap to do stuff.
Buddy,
To
buddy, it's important to understand that NFTs is not only a piece of art.
right.
NFTs is a non-fungible token. That means that in the future, if you want a booking with a doctor, that transaction will be on blockchain, and you will have an NFT as an appointment to have a booking with your doctor. You will have an NFT to go to the supermarket and get the food. You will have an NFT for the parking of your car. For imagine to fuck an escort or a prostitute, you will have an NFT. So everything will be on NFTs. And that will happen in less than 10 years.
Yeah, I definitely like the technology. I'm wondering, I don't know. My NFTs are going to get moved over to Pulsechain, so I'll still have, I own a couple, so I'll still
I'm
have
personally
them.
interested in the private coin style, right? So I've got a lot of friends who are into Monero, Pirate Chain,
Yeah.
and a lot of freedom kind of independent people didn't get vaccinated, that sort of thing. I won't make it political, but a lot of people look at cryptocurrency now suspiciously because of the centralized government moves. So they're very suspicious of cryptocurrency in general, but they like the idea of privacy coins. And so when I talk to my friends who are Monero guys, I tell them about the hacks and there's better alternatives. But a lot of people are interested in the privacy of Pulsechain and Hex, and obviously it's not that private. We know it's not that private. It's on the blockchain. But what I try to tell people is, I think there's a space on Pulsechain on the new network to build those privacy coins.
Yeah, I wonder how I mean, the only privacy I know is to throw it through Tornado Cash. That's the
Well,
only.
exactly. And after I heard Richard talk about that, I checked out the website and I tried it out myself. And I had to say to the Monero guys that, guys, sorry, but most of Monero holders are holding their Monero on a centralized exchange. And also look at the wallets. I mean, the quality of the wallets. That's what you'll really look at.
Is there Tornado Cash on Pulsechain right now?
I don't believe so. I think what's that other group doing that? I think they're going to try and tie that in. Is it Power City?
Okay, I've used Tornado Cash on Ethereum once, and it was pretty neat.
Yeah,
It worked.
you can send Ethereum, you can send USDC, and a few others, I think.
I was trying to think, like, in the beginning when the ratios happen, you know, what should the ratio be? Like, what's the equilibrium? And the best thoughts I could have were the circulating supply of Pulse and I'm only worried about Pulse and PulseX pretty much. Like, what's the ratio going to be? And I was thinking, like, wouldn't it just be the circulating supply, the number of PLS tokens minus how many Richard has, and then PLSX, the number of that minus what Richard has, and there's your ratio.
Are you talking about the ratio trading in the first 48
Yeah,
hours?
yeah,
In my head, I think it'll peak spike at 6-1 on PLS to
yeah,
PLSX.
yeah, yeah. I was thinking like under 10-1. Like if it was 10-1, I'd probably just not give up my
But
PL. I have a
also,
lot of
there's gonna be a
PLSX.
massive dump on PL. People are gonna throw away their PHEX as well.
Yeah. People are gonna. I think they're gonna dump their hex. That's why I don't really. I'd be hesitant to tell your
Hex is
buddy.
going to reach parity quickly, but it's going to reach it to the downside.
I
Hex is going to
know.
go down to meet Hex. I can't remember who called that. I think it might have even been what's the name, Fashion Coder. I think she called that, or someone on her stream called that. It's the first time I heard it, and I had to agree with it. I think, if we bottom out, wherever we bottom out on the Hex, we might dip a little bit, but I think for a long-term hold, Hex is still going to be good. You're getting the T-shares now, even though the Hex price might drop. The T-share rate is going up, and that's what Hex is, the T-share rate.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think everyone, all the Hexicans, they're gonna want their hex on Pulse.
Hex is being overlooked because of all the new shiny products. But what got us here? Hex. What is the best performing asset? Hex. Why was Pulsechain created? To pump Hex.
Yeah. Yeah. And Richard was gonna want Hex to have a good price. He's gonna want
Richard
all
is
his
not going to
tokens to have
let
a
Hex
good
fail.
chart.
It's his flagship. He's not
Yeah.
going to let it fail.
I'm just waiting for him to start putting some of that Ethereum he has and pump that Hex price up.
Under my point of view, I entirely believe that when the miner starts and the radios start to trade, it will be very easy to change like 20 millions Pulse X for 1 million PLX at the beginning. That will happen. People will
Oh,
FOMO
20 to 1? Whew.
20 to 1, 20 to 1.
So you're saying the ratio will spike to 20 to 1 in your opinion?
Yes, because people will love to have PLX at the beginning.
So what I try and tell a lot of people is, do you know what? It sounds out there, but buy the cheap PLSX. Wait for the PLS high, wait for it to dump, and then exchange it.
Yeah, if it's 20 to 1, I'm going to sell my PLS.
No. This, you are missing a point. The whales want to destroy you. And the way to destroy you is to manipulate your brain. Of course, not you, but many people. Many people, this is what will happen. Many people is like spend on the sacrifice. Let's say a couple of $1,000 on PulseX, okay? But no PLS. So they will way speculate, and they will change order PLS for probably 1 million PLS at peak, and next day their back will be probably 80% down because the whales will dump on them. So they will have only 1 million PLS, 80% down, and they will lose all their PLX tokens. And probably a month after, they will
Let me ask
see
you this.
their PLX going up as crazy.
How long do you think it will take for EHEX and PHEX to reach parity? Because obviously that's based on the liquidity providers.
No more than 30 days.
30 days, yeah.
No more than 30.
That's interesting. Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I think we'll have a very frosty start. Things are gonna go crazy at the start. I think people need to calm down. Don't make rash decisions at the start.
People are not like you and me. Everyone thinks they're genius and they will lose everything. It will happen. It's impossible. It's market, man. The whales will win and many shit investors will lose everything. That will happen.
So what's the best advice to people listening here? What's the best advice?
Buy the red.
When the bridge opens.
Buy the red. If you see Pulse token going 400 up in a day and the PLX 30 down, buy PLX. Don't buy Pulse, and vice versa.
Yeah.
Don't be stupid.
I think that's good advice.
Want to destroy Rakan won your coins. Rakan has 1 trillion coins. He wants 2 trillion, and he will do whatever he can to get 1 trillion coins more. It's simple. This is very simple.
I think just dollar cost average, like you're doing now with Hex. Just dollar cost average into the Pulseshare network on whatever's cheap. If you're getting in early, you're gonna be fine. If you're desperate and say PLS goes up, I don't know, 50x in the first couple of days, fine. put 30% of your dry powder in there, but then the next 30% you wait for the dip. Just calm down, you know.
You can do dollar cost average on meme coins or the long token from liquid loans. You will make good money doing that shit, man.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, don't sell your PHEX and your EHEX cheap. I think that's a big mistake because you'll get a terrible rate. You'll get a terrible rate. Everyone's doing that.
Don't sell anything. Don't sell anything. Don't sell anything because the whales will destroy you. The whales are your enemies. Remember, the whales will kill you. Simple.
So if you want to get some exposure to PLS, you got your HEX sitting there, and you want to get some exposure to PLS. PulseX, how would you say the best way to get some exposure? Is it holding stablecoin?
You won't have a stable coin on Pulse, man. It will be like false chain to do that. Where is the stable coin? Who
No,
will give you
after the bridge. After the bridge.
If you want to,
After the bridge.
if you want to take profits, if you had the opportunity to take profits, and if you're lucky to take profits,
I'm saying someone new trying to get into PLS. What's the best strategy?
we need to see how it works, bro. Look, there is something weird. If you see the Terra, you see the UST token last month, I think it was from 0.008 to 9 cents in 3 days. I don't know if you saw that, like the next in 3-4 days. It might be a good business to buy stable coins on Pulse cheap because that share can go up in value until reach $1. So you probably
Dollar cost average and hold. That's the strategy.
You probably can get the DAI version of Pulse for a fraction of a penny at the beginning, and that shit can go to $1 in the future. That probably can happen.
I was looking at providing liquidity between DAI and PLS.
You get some DAI. Get some DAI on Pulse if you get cheap. Get some DAI. I think it's a good business.
So, Antonio, you wanted to say something?
I just say that the best strategy for me is to dollar cost average and then hold.
Okay, so let's imagine we've got a new person, a new friend of ours that we just got to some HEX. We've told them about PLS, and they go, "How do I get into PLS?" Anyone can answer if they want to answer that question.
Yeah, you gotta wait. You gotta wait.
It's too much.
There's no good answer.
Even Anthony, that's probably the best one to answer here. He won't tell you. Too much speculation. We need to see. We need to see the baby cry.
It's all about onboards because I'm all about onboarding. I'm trying to
But
bring people into the ecosystem. So
the
what advice
baby,
do we give?
the baby is inside the woman, man. The woman is still pregnant. We don't see the baby yet. We need to see the baby crying.
So I'd say buy some liquid HEX, keep some liquid HEX, keep some USDC, maybe buy some DAI, and wait for it to launch.
Yep. That's it.
Anthony, which stable coin will success on Pulsechain? Which stable?
I'm not sure. Honestly, I find it a bit outlandish that we still haven't created one or established one.
Are you talking about stablecoin?
For Pulse, I mean.
stablecoin for Pulse?
I think the best gains will come from a meme coin. The meme ones, the doggy coins.
Isn't
Yeah,
the
the
liquid
doggy
loans
coins, the
stablecoin going to be quite promising? I think it will be.
yeah, Top Cat appears like 30 minutes ago in a video. I think it was in Miami. That was shit fun. I think it was a dead cat, not Top Cat. Dead cat. Without bounds.
Are you talking TA on Bitcoin? What are you talking about?
But yeah, I think that shit Bitcoin. People love Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin will go to $1 million in the future. That will happen. Sooner or later, maybe 10 years from now. I don't know. You will see that shit between $500,000 and $1 million. Easy, easy.
It's a matter of time, man.
I don't like Bitcoin, but I don't like Real Madrid too. And the Champions League every year. So fuck it.
As long as Bitcoin is going sideways at the moment, which I think it will for a while, at least another week, I think Hex can break up.
But it's natural, bro. It's natural. It's from 2010 to now. It's always Bitcoin is always going up. So that shit is always going up.
No, I'm
It
just saying
will
Hex is
always
looking
go to
good
all-time
technically,
highs. It
but
will
also
go
if you count
always to
in
new all-time.
the new
It's not,
contracts in
you
there.
don't need much money to new all-time highs on Bitcoin. Like if you like, you know, you don't need it. Like if crypto market goes to $20 trillion, you don't need more than probably a couple of $1 trillion of Bitcoin to see each Bitcoin over 100K. Like easy, man. It's easy for Bitcoin. Very easy.
I can't see Bitcoin going to 100K for a long time.
Life
I can't see
is
it. I
easy for Bitcoin, man. Life is very easy for Bitcoin. Period. Finish.
yeah, it's over. It's over. Yeah, people are going to diversify into different products. Ethereum is going to take a massive boost.
Even Sammy, even if it goes to 100K, how much you will make? 4x, 5x your money. Man, you can make 5x with any altcoin. Come on, bro. This is stupid.
I think the bigger question is, say the crypto market bottoms out. I don't know, in a couple of months. I don't think Bitcoin's going to hit 11K anymore because too many people are talking about it, right? So I think we might touch 14, whatever. But
Sammy,
the
there is a
problem is, I think we'll go sideways for a while, and Hex might do well. But if the larger market goes to shit, the larger world economy, then we have the question: Does cryptocurrency decouple itself from the larger economy? That's the question we're in now. Can we decouple from the just following the stock market?
Well, eventually it will. Most
Yes,
definitely, yes.
it will happen. Anthony, there is a really sad fact for the Bitcoiners. It's a tremendous fact that happens, you know. And the fact, and this is terrible for the traders. But the fact is that if you bought, let's say, $1 of BTC, let's say January 2020, you will probably have now, I don't know how much, you know. But if you bought $1 of X, you will have 250 times more than Bitcoin, than BTC. That is the fact. And Richard is talking that, and people don't listen, you know. That is a fact. Let's see. It's a fact.
Did you guys see the recent interview Richard Hart on that talking to the financial guys? Did you guys see that? It was released yesterday.
Yeah, I saw it. He was very happy. I think he was having sex with some prostitute because he was extremely happy.
So
Happy
what was
face.
great? What was great about that is there was no talk about silly stuff. Those guys had a small channel on YouTube. It seems like they haven't got many members, but that was played over 100 radio stations in the US. So that's really good. And the listeners in that for that product are people above 40. They're investors. They're traditional stock market investors. So that is, I think that was a great marketing event that happened yesterday. And the
But
guy that organized it he's called Stake HEX. Thank me later on YouTube. Probably seen him around. But he organized that, and that was great. You know, that's
but
the sort of marketing we need.
Sammy, why
Sorry, carry on.
Sammy, why there are so many people saying that Richard is a scammer? Why?
Well, I've suffered that from I onboard a lot of people into Hex. I do it all the time, and every now and then I'd say 1 in 10 or 1 in 5 people will come across Richard Hart and they'll say, he looks like a scammer, he sounds like a scammer, he tastes like a scammer, it's probably a scammer. So I personally think the outrage marketing needs to kind of die down a little bit. I get it in the short form. I think you should be doing outrage marketing on TikTok, on Instagram, but I think it's if it was a shitty product, yes, but the technology behind Hex and the technology behind these coins is so impressive that we have to talk about the tech. And I don't know how we do
But
that.
Sammy, there are people that sacrifice thousands of dollars to the Pulsechain sacrifice address in the last 6 months, and they will get zero or maybe very little PLS. Those guys will always believe that Richard is a scam, whatever happens. The problem is that people don't follow the rules.
Keep talking.
No, that is what I'm saying to you, cowboy. People will believe. Just imagine if you are studying crypto like 4 months ago and you know X, Pulsechain, blah, blah, and you get $10,000 and you send it to the Pulsechain sacrifice address. That money is gone, man. Maybe you get, I don't know, 2,000 PLS back or nothing. That's just, what I'm saying is that so many people, even if Pulsechain is a success, will believe that Richard is a scammer. Why? Because
I
they
think
don't
it's also this,
know.
when you donate that money, it's you have to get off your ass and promote that shit yourself. It seems like a donation. It says do not expect profit from the work of others.
I
What that really
understand your
says
point.
is get out there yourself, spread the word. I remember when PLS came along, it was called the Ethereum killer. Now we backed off from that. No, it is the fucking Ethereum killer. The technology is so tight. It's so revolutionary. We should be proud of it. We've all lost heart because we're drained. We're all sacrificed out. It's taken a long time, but no, this is the Ethereum killer.
Buddy,
And
people don't follow the rules.
no, but now we're at the bottom of the bear market. Now is the time to onboard people.
Yeah, I understand your point about onboarding, but I'm telling you that there are so many people in the planet that send tons of money to Richard in the last 6 months, and they won't get nothing
Yes,
back. Or
and
very little.
I think the problem was when it got delayed, there was no time scale, and I heard a lot of people that onboarded a lot of large investors. They need suddenly, you know, they bought in Hex at 20 cents. It because Pulsechain was going to launch, or sorry, 10 cents. It was going to go up to 20 cents. It didn't launch. It got delayed, and because there was no time period, that was hard for a lot of us to kind of talk to our onboards. So I'm glad now that there's a rough time scale, but there needs to be a time scale, I think.
Yeah, but that is all those guys that send Ethereum to the sacrifice address. They will believe all their life that Richard is a scammer. They won't say, "Oh no, it's my fault because I should sacrifice in July last year." No, forget it. Forget it, man. And that will be a problem. Many people will say, "No, that guy, I lose everything." You need to see the Pulsechain sacrifice address in a scam. The last
Does
six
anyone else
months,
in the chat want to ask a question?
so much money going to that address, and they
Does
won't
anyone
get
in the chat
nothing.
want to ask a question?
Yeah, what's hey guys, I wonder what the rate was in November if you sacrificed to Pulsechain. Probably 2,000. No, 1,000 if you put $1 in instead of 10,000.
So are you asking for the rate you got for PLS Sacrifice last November? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, the people that are going to say they got scammed. I got in. I followed the rules. I stopped August 3rd. Actually, I got in the first 5 days, so I'm good.
So just to clarify, you're saying you sacrificed within the first 5 days of the PLS sacrifice. Is that correct?
PLS.
I'm very jealous of you, bro. I'm very jealous.
Are you? Yeah, and I got in the first 4 days of PLX. Yeah, because what it went to, yeah, the first day was 33 cents for Hex, and then it dropped. And I think I got in at 22 cents of Hex.
Well, I think Richard called the top, right? And a lot of us didn't quite believe it, or weren't aware of it. And I think I bought into Hex.
The top of Hex,
cents.
did he call? I don't think he called Hex.
No, he doesn't call the Hex top because you can't call the top on your own product because it's just manipulation, isn't it?
Right. But I have a quick question. What's a good way? What's a good coin to, like? Let's say I wanted to pay you $20.
An anonymous peer-to-peer cash.
To your address.
Well, I think Richard mentioned it in his last interview. I can't remember. Was it Hurricane or Tornado Cash, something like that?
No, let's say I want to buy something from you, and I'm just gonna go to your address that you made up just for commerce. Let's say, so I'm gonna make an address and sell you a sticker. Let's say I sell you $20 worth. You're gonna send me some. What's a good way? Like ETH or USDC? It's the same fee, or is it cheaper to send ETH than USDC?
We'll
To
open
somebody's
the question
wallet.
to the floor. Is anyone got a good answer for that?
Yeah, it's
does anybody
always
know?
cheaper to send ETH. So if you're just going to send ETH, not wrapped ETH, that has the cheapest fees.
And that's usually about basically what everybody pretty much owns.
Yeah,
Right?
everyone's going to have a little ETH.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna stick with ETH, not go on to like Binance chain and all that shit. Gets confusing. So
Just remember, Coinbase, Binance have your best interests at heart.
I'm sticking with the new stuff coming out. Richard's ecosystem. The PulseX Pulse.
It was interesting the way Richard promoted Kraken out of all the centralized exchanges. I mean, I use Kraken, and whenever I used any other Coinbase, I'm in the UK. I tried to send money from my bank account to Coinbase. The bank got involved. They stopped it. They questioned me. Even Binance had some legal issues in the UK, but Kraken was the only one where it seemed to go smoothly. So, shout out to the centralized exchanges in terms of if we use them very carefully, but we're still at the mercy of them. To buy Hex, you still have to go through that port.
Right. And my other thing is to do commerce in crypto, since ETH is fluctuating. I'm gonna maybe start practicing, like, I'll sell you this product at the rate of $1,500 per one ETH, and let's say it's $1,200 for the ETH, and just bite that. They get a cheaper price.
Honestly, I just use ETH as gas.
I would just fluctuate that price. I'm just trying to say it,
But why
so
would
people
you
don't
trade
get
in
ripped
ETH?
off. Let's say they buy something for.
But you wouldn't trade in ETH.
You wouldn't buy
You
it
trade in a stable coin, right?
with ETH.
You trade in USDC if you were going to make a purchase between two people, right?
Well, unless it's cheaper, unless I give them a cheaper price than USDC. I'm just trying to get that fluctuation because it moves.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Because I'll be like, I don't know how that's working. I'm trying to make a scale, an average,
No, that's understandable. That's understandable.
Like a weekly average price or a 2-week price.
Yeah, people might pay you more if they can just pay you in ETH. They already have it in their wallet. They don't have USDC. They'll have to do a swap and then pay more. So like people might give you a little bit more ETH if you don't mind incurring that risk.
Right, or less. Because I'm thinking it might go up.
I think what you got to do is when you make a transaction with someone,
sort of a fucking gamble commerce.
People have asked me to pay them in cryptocurrency. You say, as long as you do a snapshot, say, right, I'm sending it to you at this date, at this time, at this price, and then you send the money.
Yeah, but I don't want to be that anal.
You have to be. You have to be, because you could have What did he do the other week? He did a 25% pump in like 48 hours. So.
Well, yeah, sure.
That's what I'm saying. That's why you use stable coins.
Like if I let my buddy borrow some ETH, and I say, "Hey, here's some ETH." Like, I don't care what the price is. You got to give me back my ETH.
Use USDC, but send it on an anonymous platform.
Right. You got to give me back my ETH.
I love transacting without the stable coin. I like how part of me really likes it denominated in, a non-stable coin. Like I let my buddy borrow ETH, and then he was saying, "Well, the price went up. Should I?" I'm like, no, dude. I sent you that ETH. You're sending me back, dude. I didn't even want to let you borrow it. So
you're just trying to take that out of the equation.
Yeah,
I'm trying to take that out of the equation. Just say, here, I'll just sell you at it's $1,500 now. I'll sell you the rate at $1,200.
But do you guys have other friends on other networks? It's like I have friends on Monero, and Pirate Chain, and all that stuff. And the funny thing is the quality of their wallets, right? It's whatever network you have, right? It comes down to where are your holders holding the coins? Are they mostly on centralized exchange? Are they somewhat in private exchange? But also, what wallets are they on? People overlook the quality of the wallet.
MetaMask people, man, keep it easy and safe.
No, but I'm saying a lot of these coins aren't on MetaMask. It's it's like Monero guys, they create their own wallets. Pirate Chain guys, they create their own wallets. These are privacy coins, but they're only as good as the software, and the software is the weak point. So I think there's a little bit of a false economy with the privacy coins right now, And I think Richard pointed out like that. I can't remember, it's called Tornado Cash or.
Well, right. That's why I would make a separate address for my wallet and try not to connect it with anything for commerce or just for.
Well, yeah, you should have a dedicated laptop for your trades. You should try and not use the same browser. So if you use a browser for trading, Use a different browser for, you know, watching your porn or looking at your girlfriend, whatever it is, you know. Don't use the same browser. Try and put a hardware wallet in there. Do
Yeah,
everything you
I'm more
can
worried
for
about
security.
clicking on permissions than my browser. Somebody wiping me.
No, but security is important. It's really important.
Permissions
I
freak
think
me
not
out.
enough people in our community know about the importance. Don't ever trade cryptocurrency on your phone. You know.
What? Yep, I know. You're talking to the choir.
There's
But
a
you
lot of people
know,
listening. There's a lot of people
Robinhood.
listening. I just want to put that out there. It's like
Oh,
we'll
sure,
talk
sure.
about all the gains when you get, but it's only as good as your security.
But it's so convenient. I had people at work trading Robinhood, crypto, all kinds of shit. But they all lost. You know,
But
AMC.
if you are looking to increase your security, Crypto Coffee and K4K, they both have videos on how to just tie your ledger. You can buy a ledger for 60 bucks. And what you can do is, you know, say you got your hex stakes in there, tie that to a ledger. You're not touching it. If anyone wants to fuck with your stakes, they have to plug in the hardware and go through it. So just
Yeah,
put your
just like
stakes
I
on
was
a
saying.
ledger. It's easy to do, guys. I'd recommend everyone do it. And then your liquid stuff, okay, maybe put that on a different computer, different browser, and use that for your liquid. But it's so important. And I think if anyone wants any questions about that, of how to put some hardware into your security, it's so important.
Yeah, like I was saying, when you make a separate commerce account, you take your little hardware wallet that you got in the mail from the factory, and that creates your seed words, your little device that you hold.
Yeah,
I'm just
and a
dumbing it
lot of
down
people.
here.
I've had onboards, right? I've put a lot
No,
of money
I'm
into
just dumbing
Hex,
it down,
and
that's how you
I
create
tell
it.
them don't write it down on your phone, don't write it down on your email, and they ignore me. They write it down on their email anyway. It's hard to let people know that these are your own keys. Like the responsibility of that is unique, and you should celebrate it. It means you have
I
to
know.
bury it in your garden. It means you have to bury it. What happens if your house burns down?
It's
You
funny
know?
that you said that. I just went to Harbor Freight this afternoon in 110 degrees on my fucking bike and picked up some punches. And I do have some stainless steel fender washers that are about 2 inches. So they're pretty big, the hole in the middle. And I'm going to start punching away I only have 2 seed phrases right now. One that has to be migrated or is migrated, and one fresh one. And I'm going to create another. I'm going to create a couple more. So I'm going to have like 4 or 5 different seed phrase areas, wallets to disperse any, if we're doing trading or commerce or
Well, it's the same.
stakes,
If you look at
and
history, if you look at history, right? Why did
write
the
all that shit
Jews
down.
get into jewelry? They got into jewelry because they were an oppressed people, and they had to flee areas quite often. So they get to jewelry because it was a convenient way to hide. If you got some diamonds or some gold in your pockets, you can hide that in the seams of your clothes. You can travel across borders and people won't find it. So it's the same way as having C words now. You can
Those were the
you
days.
can travel the world if you have your 12 C words in your head. You all you have to do is log into a computer. 10 years later, travel around the world. If you have those 12 C words in your head, you can log into your computer and access your funds. I mean,
Yep.
the
I think we're
problem at the
shaking out
moment is
shit
that
coins though in
yes,
this
but
market.
the problem is that you still need to connect to a bank to withdraw it, and that's the problem we have.
Well, yeah. Is the man going to let you turn it in fiat? Right.
The fiat off ramp is a problem. Yes.
Oh, I know. That's why if you could trade for ETH, like I'm going to maybe start eventually, but you still got to mail the product, or let's say just for like eggs or some. I don't know. We'll slowly get there. It'll take a little time to actually like trade some ETH. Hopefully, it's going to be PLS, right? We'll be using PLS.
Let's open the floor up. Does anyone else want to jump in?
PLS, the new ETH. Any other questions here?
how's everyone feeling with the market at the moment? How are people feeling? Are they feeling bullish? Are they feeling bearish?
Bouncing along the bottom. I was going to sell some. I'm trying to trade a little HEX. I know it's taboo, but I did make
Technically,
8,000
I think
HEX
HEX is looking
last
good at the
week.
moment. HEX is looking good
I,
technically at the
I made
moment.
8,000 HEX last week, but I bought it back in too fast. So that was lucky.
I think we could be looking at a HEX bump soon in the next week.
Well, yeah,
for
because
sure.
Richard's been on lately, right? He's been.
Well,
I'm
we got
waiting
those
for it to
Hedron
start
products.
pumping.
We got the Hedron product coming out. We've got a lot of those maxi staking projects coming out. So some of them for 1 year locking up. A lot of HEX is gonna be locked up in August. A lot of HEX is gonna be locked up in August. So I think
Yeah, I got a
we
stake
can
coming
try and
out
push for that 10 cents. I think everyone should hold strong, buy a little bit of HEX. I
September.
think you'll do well.
You got to mint that Hedron before your stake ends, correct?
I'm not familiar with the Hedron project that much.
Oh, okay. Well, all I know is it's going down.
Yeah, a lot of people dumped on it. Yeah, and a lot of that liquidity went into PLSD, I think.
Yeah, I knew a big boy that he pulled like, what do you say, 15 G's out of it. Right when it first came out, what, 3-4 months ago? I don't know. It helped all the whales. So did you hear Richard today on Spaces? He was on Twitter Spaces, an hour and a half. Anybody hear him? He did pretty well. It's in the DeFi space. I happened to catch it. Anybody else catch Spaces on Twitter? Richard, he was swearing. Shit. I'm like, oh my god, he got on and then he's, can I fucking swear on this fucking plea? They're all like, just be you, Richard. Well, you know, fucking scammers, and I don't know. Oh, he is, and I'm like, oh no, is this detouring? But he backed off and then just sounded professional as a person can. And a lot of people didn't even know what it was. So he's getting the word out there. So I'm looking for Hex. People are going to start investing in the savings account of Hex.
Right, I've got to go, but I might be back in a bit. God bless. God bless you, Hex fans.
When Pulsechain.
Pulsechain. There's no expectations, but he promised that there would be a Pulsechain, right? If he promised there's going to be a Pulsechain, but no expectations.
Do you think he's timing the market? Do you think there's any truth to that?
Well, he says it's great that it to build in a bear market. It just sucks that he's building on this fucking code. Yeah, I don't get it. He's got to tighten it up, the security. And then I just heard that it was validation, rotation problems, and all this. Or not problems, but they're trying to tighten that up too, get that running in the AMM bots. But he said eventually it might be only 25 validators. He said that today. I'm like, what? I thought it was 33 validator nodes when we running all the compus. And then he's like, we'll probably only need 24 to make it even quicker or something. So that was a little confusing.
Yeah, I hope it's August or September.
I do too.
Yeah, I've been waiting since day one of the Pulsechain sacrifice, so it's been a good little bit.
Yeah, me too. Anxiety going into last August, September. I was thinking I had a stake end. When the hell was it? August, September 1st. I think the end of September. I'm like, yeah, I put a stake out to thinking it was going to launch. I could have had that stake in a whole year.
Yeah.
So the anxiety went up there, then it went down, and then it was ramped up around Christmas. Oh yeah, around Hex birthday, and then PulseX launches, and then I hear fucking 60-day sacrifice on PulseX. I'm like, no, that means at least 60 more days, or however long it was. And it's like shit. And there's some mumbles and grumbles, and then all of a sudden, May. I think it was May. Yeah, May 15th. And now we're all just like burnt out. or I am. It's like shit.
What about this wallet? Sacrifice for the wallet. Is that will that be after the post chain launch?
Yeah, yeah. Scammers gonna be trying to get in there, saying that there's a wallet. I'm sure that'll be shot down the first day anybody tries that, though. But wouldn't the wallet be after? He had said that today on Twitter. He's like, okay, we've got the chain level layer one, got the exchange, and now I just need a wallet, and we'll have it all over on Pulse Chain, except the on and off ramp. And then he went into the spiel of, can't trust too many bridges, sort of a security issue there. And then, so I believe, yeah, it's going to have to be after it launches. I mean, unless he throws it in before, there's another, yeah. Huh. That would take another 60 day sacrifice. Well, Pulse Chain was only 19 days. Yes. At the time, that seemed long.
Yes, yes. The problem was that, man. The problem I saw in Etherscan like 10 minutes ago, one guy sacrificing 7.41 Ethereum. And that guy will receive 0 tokens.
Yeah, several.
It's impossible. It's impossible that people won't say that Rich is a scammer, man. You will continue hearing that shit just because people don't understand, man.
Well, hopefully they don't have a microphone or a platform to shout it from the mountaintops. Idiots. They were just stupid. They
People don't
sacked
follow the
after.
rules, man. But
Yeah.
but it's the same. It's the same when you buy Bitcoin in $68,000, man. Many people bought Bitcoin in the stupid top. Like it's the same shit.
Yeah, and they leveraged that shit at 68,000.
I remember. I remember in October 2020, I was in a group and people was buying X 1 cent and a half. It was the peak in October 2020. And those guys will say, okay, I'm buying X because it will go to 5 cents. It went to 50 cents, but you had to wait probably a year for that. Like, and people sold the bottom, like sold 0.004, I think. They bought for 1.5 cents, dropped 75%, and people sold out X. And after went to 50 cents.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see the volume on the chart.
Unfortunately, people love to buy the tops and sell the bottoms, which is weird.
Now, if I would have known that and tried to scramble up like 25 grand when it was at a penny and then have it 40x, what's that? 40 times to $800,000. Yeah, I would have done that. That would have been nice. And then bought it back down at 4. But no, it's too hard.
Yeah, buddy, but you need to understand that the X price is 4 cents now because Pulsechain didn't launch. If we had the mainnet, you will never see X on these prices ever more. It's just because Pulse didn't launch.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully it doesn't go below 4 ever again. 3.9. Fucking bullshit. How's New Zealand?
Nobody knows, bro. Nobody
How's New
knows,
Zealand
bro.
treating you? What? Oh,
New
nobody
Zealand
knows. I
is
know.
shit, man. I always told you. I always told you New Zealand is shit. It's a shit country, man.
I know. It's beautiful, kind of.
The government is shit.
Not nice girls. There's a few nice girls there. I know you were complaining about some of the ladies. Anyway,
We have the prime minister is a travesti, man, in this country. The prime minister is a travesti, so just imagine.
oh, that's right. It's a woman. It says in the Bible, no woman should lead men. Only
It's a
corruption will
travesti.
come. Only bad things happen.
It's a transsexual. It's a transsexual.
Transsexual? Well, that's even more fucked
I
up.
believe so, man. I believe so, bro.
Yeah, that's a little mental illness. Anyway, it's just my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, you saw what happened with Biden in America. He was talking to the air last time on the video. I think that guy is bad, man.
Oh, they all laugh at us. They sent over a couple to negotiate something over, I don't know where. It was very embarrassing.
Biden has to quit, man. We need strong people in America, bro. Stronger one.
He's
To be
not.
honest with
He
you,
doesn't have. He doesn't have an idea.
to be honest with you, I only see two things that Biden did. The first one was running on the White House with Obama a few years ago. I saw the video. And the second one was saying to journalist, stupid son of the bitch, about inflation. That are the only two notable things I saw about Biden. No more than that.
What did he say? That stupid
To
son of a
one
bitches.
journalist, yeah, one journalist, he said that like 6 months ago. I don't remember. You should look in YouTube, man. You will see the video.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't like watching him. I have to turn it off.
And the other thing, I think it's bad for health, man. Watching Biden, it's bad for your eyes, man. It's a
It yeah, in
health,
your soul,
it's a
in your
health
eyes,
hazard. It's a
yeah, in your
health
brain.
hazard. And the other
Yeah,
thing was running on the White House with Obama on an advertisement I saw. He was running. He was running on the running like a person running on the White House with Obama. That's the only two things I saw about Biden. There's no more than that.
yeah. Then he says I have cancer, and then they said no.
Wh-
He says I
Why?
had cancer.
Why Obama is not the
He's
president
stupid.
of America? What is the problem? Obama is not too old to be a president. He's very young.
Why did he become the president? Yes, no.
Why he's not the president now?
Thank God he's not the president.
Then it's time.
I know. He's barely a citizen. He's
You guys gonna start talking shit again, man? You guys need to change the subject. I'll stop being stupid.
he's barely a citizen. That ain't stupid.
Oh,
How do you know that? Shut up.
Change the subject. Oh my God.
we did. We went from Biden to Obama.
Why not Trump? Donald Trump has a big cock.
No, we don't get into that kind of stuff here.
There is a reasonable person in America to pretend
Richard
reasonable.
talks about that too much. Anyway,
Richard Hertz should be the president.
so I heard another way to transfer money is Litecoin. Now let's say I don't even know how to get that stuff on MetaMask. What chain is that on? Do you have to like switch chain RPC
Litecoin,
setting?
Litecoin will be important like Bitcoin. Man. The Bitcoin that shit will be important in the future. Man.
There's XRP or XLM. What's Stellar?
Yeah, all that crap will be around, man. All the crap will be around.
So basically, stick with ERC20s.
No, cowboy, no. There's no RC20s, man. Different blockchain. Stellar is a different blockchain. XRP is another blockchain. Litecoin is another. Coin is another blockchain. You can get all that crap and buy it. Talking about Dogecoin, he wouldn't surprise if it going has
You broke up there. So the devs have a private test net going on, and they're rewriting code. And they're just testing it. Test. Write it again. Fucking do the loop code. See, I don't really know what devs do.
how long will it take that shit? Do you think that Richard will launch a sacrifice phrase of 6 months about the Richard Her wallet sacrifice phrase? And
You think we're gonna sack for a wallet? I don't know.
yeah, the token, 6 months of sacrifice just to buy time.
Oh yeah, he could do that easily, just to buy time.
Like starting probably August, September until probably April, May next year, and after we see what happens.
There you go. April, May.
He can buy time and he can probably get another couple hundred millions maybe.
Yeah, he's gotta let it loose, man. Let the pulse chain loose. Let it go. We're gonna be like
Where is
pitchforks and
Mandalorian?
torches.
Still here? Mandalorian is still here. Is good on that guy.
What? Can you say that again?
Mandalorian.
Oh yeah, he was in the chat today, listening to Richard on Spaces, Twitter. I saw him.
I need to watch that stream of Richard. It's good.
What? What was that? Sorry.
It was good.
Oh yeah, today it was good. Yeah, it was a DeFi space. I happened to catch it this morning. Yeah, there was like 4 other people in there shilling their projects, and he was one of them, shilling Pulsechain and Hex. Then there was 3 others, and they were all like agreeable, except one guy was saying was a Bitcoin maxi, or he wasn't. I don't know. It was really good though. It was a good conversation today.
Okay, I will watch it because I think I have this a very beautiful woman in Twitter. But
But I don't know if
he made it.
is it in Twitter? Do you have to record it? I don't know how you get it.
Ex-Vivid, I think. There is a beautiful woman.
She was in it too.
Yeah, she
Well,
put information in.
no, the teen crypto girl, she was in there too.
The
Today.
multi-million crypto thing. I know.
I don't know her.
I think she's multi-millionaire. Hybrid X. Hybrid X is extremely beautiful. And she put the radio record here. We Richard talking. Yeah.
Sun coming up.
It's hard to dump, but
It's getting late. What is it, like 7 or 8 in New Zealand?
$2:50 p.m.
Oh wow.
Well, buddy, to be honest with you, I just want to ask a last question to Antonio Ramon. Antonio Ramon, are you still there? I think he's with some horses now. So
Riding horses?
Yeah, no, fucking horses, bro. Just ask the guy that how much cost to the glasses he has in the picture, bro. I think those glasses cost $400, no? I want to know. the false ones, the orc ones. See on the back.
So I worked on this guy's car about a year ago in June, and he paid me 2,000 hex. It was about 7 cents. So it was about 100 bucks, $140. And it went up to almost 50 cents, so it was $900. And then now it's down to $80. So funny thing about that crypto. Any questions? The floor is open.